now. Steven here with Corals Daily. Thanks for joining me. So today is the day I have read your comments and responses to my previous post on my cracked return here. So thank you very much, and I have taken your advice. So here are the parts that I will replace today. So here's the bulkhead and the elbow and a connector. So essentially what will happen is that I will saw this off so I can crank this thing off. I'll remove the bulkhead and I'll replace it, and then I will patch up the rest with PVC. So I do have extra tubing, the yellow tubing here that I will need to kind of fixing. Now the only tricky part, I think I mentioned in my previous post, that I need to drain about 100 gallons of water out of my tank just so that water can get below where the bulkhead return is. So I have 75-gallon tub here sitting, and hopefully there's 25 gallons of room right here where I can both drain it, fill that kind of almost to the brim, and then I can take care of the maintenance here today. So wish me luck. I will do some updates either during or after. See you soon. All right, so I've drained the water to just below this opening here, and that's the one that we're gonna replace. And yeah, everything's looking good in here, and I have the circulation still going in my frac tank. This one's caught up for now. This one's filling because the circulation is back on. Water's pretty high here, and I've drained just about 70 gallons of water into this auxiliary tub. So now my next move is take the saw and cut up that pipe. I'll see you guys in a minute. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've argued that the most difficult part of this project is behind us. Now I've already sawed off this tube and taken off the bulkhead, and you can see this is a 5/8 of thickness glass. And so the next thing I'll do is clean this both sides thoroughly, very well. And let me just show you what I cut off here. This is the segment of the pipe, the bulkhead itself, and the cracked locked here. You can see there's the crack. So I feel much better now that is off. Next thing I'll do is that I will cut two segments of the yellow piping, of the PVC piping. I'll connect this one segment and then use the elbow and then put in the bulkhead, PVC glue everything up, wait for it to cure a little bit, and then call it a day. So that's the next step of the project here, and I will see you in another minute. All right, I'm back. So it is all fixed. Now what I did is I actually extended this segment a little bit, just learning from this experience. I wanted it to be a little bit longer to make it a little bit easier for sawing, because when it was like ½ an inch, it was like I really have to cram myself in there. You know, really have to watch out wires. And actually when I was sawing this, the shaking, the movement of shaking actually was enough to shake the whole bulkhead off. But that wasn't fun. Anyways, and then here is the second segment that I sawed off and then glued, and then actually I glued on a third place where, because I have to maneuver things a little bit, this joint here got loose a little bit, so I glued that thing and I put all the water back, and it's looking good right now. Everything's functioning as it should. I do have a bucket out here in preparation for a new clam's arrival, which I will share in my next episode. It's I think it's 6 or 7 inch squamosa clam that I just ordered from Pacific East Aquaculture. So I will share that with you guys. Stay tuned, and thank you for sticking with me for my episode of fixing my bulkhead. At least now I don't have to worry about it bust open or I'm having a major leak for, you know, hopefully the foreseeable future. There will be some microplastic or PVC floating around in the system that I just can't help, because you know, with a tank of this size, 500 gallons, it's really impossible to drain everything, wait for it to dry for a day, and clean out everything. You know, I have all this corals and fish in here, so I can't just do that. That's another tricky part about, you know, make sure when you're building, just plan everything as perfectly as you can. I know it's impossible. There's always going to be room for improvement later, but you know, for as much as you can, so that you don't have to do what I just did to fix things later on. All right, well, thank you for joining me, and I will talk to you later.